This video covers the creation of measures on the outcomes and the flow of value in terms of percentages. At the moment, we've got some outcomes with some description on them, but we need to add a bit more detail about them. So first of all, let's add a measure to an outcome by right-clicking on it and selecting Add Measure. We now have a benefit measure attached to our outcome. You can have more than one if necessary. Like all nodes, you can add a title in the text box on the node or expand the right-hand side toolbar to add data. The benefit measure has got the standard data that all other nodes have, but there is an additional area that can be expanded to allow us to add measure data. For example, what is the unit of this measure? Is it financial? And if so, is it cashable? Also, if it is financial, then how are we going to account for this and gather data? Is it monthly, quarterly, or yearly? And financial measures can be either a reduction in cost or an increase in revenue, so you get to select which one of these. As we come to measuring the result of a programme, we want to understand that if it reaches a certain level, like 2000, variation from what we are expecting, then it can be kept as green status. If it is between these two values, an amber status, and if it is over the higher value, then it could be red. We can also say that when change happens, we might not get the benefit straight away. So actually it might grow over time, it might change by a certain amount every day, or it could just be that there is a delay of a certain number of days before we receive the benefit. This makes it a bit more realistic in terms of reflecting reality. So with this set of information, what we also need to do is define the baseline. So what is the current value of this measure that we are experiencing? At 0%, so no extra value, just the current value. What about at 100%? What is the value we expect if we did everything to the best of our ability? In there, if the measure is financial, we enter a financial value as well, as we want to know how much money will be saved as we go through that range. Let's add another measure here and give it a title. This measure is not going to be a financial measure, so we do not need to enter these values, and as you can see, they're greyed out. For the tolerances, the threshold we are going to set to be proportional, which uses the percentage this time of variation. And again, for performance levels, we want to enter the current or baseline value and the value that we expect at 100%. We cannot enter data into the middle column, as it is not a financial measure. So you can go through your map and create a number of these measures. By clicking the Show Weights button in the ribbon menu, you can see that on the contribution links that show the achievement of one thing contributing to the achievement of another, there are some weightings, with all the contributions going into an outcome adding up to 100%. The weighting of a contribution might not be 50-50, for example, if there were two contributing to an outcome. One might be much stronger than the other in terms of its contribution, and what you can do is change the values, either using the up and down arrows or entering the values into the box directly. If there is more than two links, then the ability to lock the contribution value comes in handy. You can see there next to the number, so as I link it in, you can see that the values have changed. And by changing one of those, then the other two change, and we may not want that. So we can set one of the values to one that we like, lock it, go to the next one, lock that, and then we have a representation we are happy with. So what we've done in this video is to start adding some measures, financial and non-financial, and looking at the flow of value and how the weightings can make a difference in terms of reflecting reality closer of actually what we expect to happen in the future.